Alright guys, welcome back to another Viewer Loadout Building video. This is episode 23 and today we're building a loadout for Fanta. Now their request was a maximum $800 budget. We had to use battle-scarred duct tape gloves and every skin has to look like it's been through the absolute wars. So a very unique and a rather interesting theme, but let's see how good and how cooked of a loadout we can actually make with this. As you can see, we have the duct tape in battle-scarred as requested, which will run you about $105 at the time of planning, which was the 13th of September. Now, the knife that I paired it with, it's actually an urban mast. However, you can't even see any of the finish anymore because in battle-scarred, it just gets scuffed. So this is a $215 knife, so you'll still get some nice animations in there in your $800 loadout, which isn't always possible. And I think urban mast with duct tape does work pretty well. So combo-wise, I'm quite happy with this as like a $320 combo to hit the theme that you're after. Now, I'm going to suggest a P2000 today because I have been using it over the USP, and this one is the Granite Marbleite. It's 10 cent in battle-scarred. Now, some of these are a bit more unique battle-scarred vibes, maybe the Easter eggs or just something a bit different. In this case, this skin just wears awfully, and I think it actually works well with the wear you get in the duct tape gloves. So, there you go. Stage 1 of Cooked Loadout is complete. Now, I am not a sand dune enjoyer, and that's what I'm going to get in here. I was looking through the P250s, and honestly, a lot of them that I wanted to use were like brightness skins, so I wasn't really getting the best out of them. This is battle-scarred sand dune. It's going to pick up somewhere, and I think, again, we're actually pairing theme-wise quite well so far. Now, a Desert Eagle that I love how it wears is the Midnight Storm, because this is basically ripped all of the artwork off her, and you're still paying $40. So if you want a skin that's meant to be high tier artwork and has been through the wars, I don't think you're going to beat this on the Desert Eagle. And the one that still holds up well artwork wise is the Flora Carnivora. This is 22 cents for a pair of battle scarred. They do lose a lot of like their artwork and their color, but there's still a significant amount left over, which is kind of like a win-win if you want a battle scarred loadout but still want it to look good. And I would say the 5.7's kind of in the same area as the P250. We've gone for the Forest Knight. It's super cheap, so it's budget friendly in battle scarred, and it is just trying to strip as much of the color and the paint off as possible to hit that sort of request of looking like it's been through the wars. And I was really happy with how the Arctic Tritone looks with this. This is still $6 in battle scarred, so by no means cheap. But I tried about 5 or 6 different MP9s I thought would look good with this, and honestly, for the duct tapes, for like a scuffed black and white loadout even, this actually has some potential because you still get little accent colors through. And I know just how bad the Gunsmoke wears, so as soon as I hit the MP7, I was like, it has to be a Gunsmoke. It's $2.20 battle scarred. As you can see, it removes a lot of the artwork. I did still want to get some fun skins in that do look like they're being battered a good amount. So this is a $1 Wild Child in battle scarred. Now, this is honestly, looks like what some field tested skins look like, but I think you're getting enough damage on the artwork, you're losing a bit of brightness, but you've still got something just a little bit interesting. I also like on this, like it's got the UMP drawn on it as well. And in a very similar sort of style, we have the Monster Milk next. Now, this is one that actually maybe works nice in battle scarred. I had it in minimal wear. I probably prefer it myself in minimal wear, but if you're a battle scarred skin enjoyer and the fact that this is like graffiti that's almost been washed away or worn over time, it actually sort of makes sense in theory. And maybe I was a bit on the nose with this one, but this is the resupply. You said through the wars, this is an ammo crate. So I think like the correlation there is just too good to pass up on. And now for the Emperor LNS. I am a huge Vaporwave enjoyer, but it's hard to deny that it doesn't take a absolute battering, even when you get into like field test and above. So $51 for this in battle scarred. It has lots of chip on it, but one thing that's like a kind of cool play is it's like chips on the marble. So it is battle scarred, it is old, it's got some damage over time. You still get enough key artwork through that it looks better than a lot of M4s in the game, but of course, it is battered. And on the M4A4 side of things, I actually quite like the Modern Hunter. I can't agree for the price it costs for like minimal wear, because even in battle scarred, you're still paying close to $70 for this. And as you can see, it strips so much of it away. But depending on the pattern you get, now I think you get a decent amount of gold on any pattern, but this one, for example, the Random Generation, you actually still get lots of chips of gold through. So for this kind of loadout, with these gloves, I actually think this works as a combination. And I wanted to get a big op in as well, so I went for the Asimov because I know that it wears nicely. Obviously, not a black Asimov, we've still kept the white scope on, but it does just get lots of little chips, the paint mark goes away, you got all the scratches on it. I think this looks pretty damn good for a battle scarred op. And a little bit like the resupply, a bit on the nose, we have the Spitfire here, $17 battle scarred. One thing I like about this is, even though it loses a lot of the paintwork elsewhere, you still actually keep that mouth design of the Spitfire up top. So, like, while you lose and it gets battered elsewhere, and honestly that green and greyish colour works well with the gloves, you still get a bit of the key artwork left over. And I once again wanted to go for that graffiti style that looks like it's maybe been worn away over time, so I went for the Eye of Zappins. It's $3.40 battle scarred, and that concludes our CT side of things. Now, you may have noticed I didn't suggest a CT agent, and that's because agent prices have got so crazy recently that I'm at the point where I wouldn't necessarily suggest focusing on them when you're in that like under $1,000 budget, because really you want to focus on getting the combo that you want and the key weapon skins. And if you can squeeze an agent in that you like, then by all means, but I wanted to focus purely on the actual weapons here. The Glock Gold Tooth is a skin that I have loved since I got introduced into the game. It reminds me of the Penguin series and just big old Oz, really cool. I have one in Battlescarred that I've been using. It doesn't look as good in Battlescarred as it does anywhere else, of course, but you still get the gold tooth coming through while the wearer goes at it. And if you get it in higher float as well, you will lose a lot of the artwork, but still keep that gold tooth. The Tech 9 Citric Acid is going to be my play here on the Tech 9 to get a little bit of colour into this loadout and still get that wear coming through. It is a bright yellow and green skin in even like minimal wear and above. Obviously, hitting Battlescarred, you lose a lot of that, but still keep some of the subtle colours. Then the ZZ. Pricing for this one has got a little bit patchy since the graphics collection was confirmed to be leaving, but Battlescarred, I think $5.96-ish. You should still be able to pick it up for it. We'll have to wait and see how this one ages over time. But I knew this would work because I've wanted to get one for ages, but it has chips in minimal wear that I don't like. So I knew that Battlescarred would sort of fit the bill for this. And this might be the only world where we want to pay $2.50 for a Mac 10 Urban DD Pat. Look how destroyed and battered this thing gets. $2.50 for this. It's almost looking like a default Mac 10. And some of them do just sort of like make sense. This is the Coco Rampage. Obviously, it has a lot of dinosaurs on it. So if you go on Battlescarred on this, you're like, okay, it's dinosaurs, it's old. Maybe you're an archaeologist. You found this. Like you can spin up a story around it. But really, it's a 90-cent skin that just wears quite nicely for what we want here. Now, I didn't intend to pick so many skins from the Overpass collection and then go on to Overpass to inspect them. That actually fell together nicely. Here we have the Neon Squeezer. This, even in good condition, shows scuffs. So I was like, yep, 100% makes sense to be our MP5 pick. And whilst I was keen to get a sawed-off skin in, loads of them either don't wear everywhere or they're brightness skins. So like, I ended up just on a full stop because it's the only one that really I could find that fitted what I wanted, was in the price that I wanted, and actually got wear all over it. Now, I must say, you do actually get two very stylish and like top-end rifles for the T-side. The Gail, you're going to get the Cerberus. Now, look at this in Battlescarred. I prefer local field test into minwear, but this still looks pretty damn good in Battlescarred. It's going to sting you $23, but the Cerberus artwork remains pretty much across the board, and then you just lose the yellowy green. So if you actually don't like how bright it is, maybe Battlescarred is the play. And I made sure to spend big on the AK, very similar to like we did on the M4s. This is the Vulcan. It's $170 for Battlescarred, and as you can see, you're paying to basically lose majority of the artwork, but it's not for everyone, but it fits this request for sure. And then finally, I'm going to end it off with the SG Atlas. This is $13 in Battlescarred. Sort of again, hitting on the nose with an army-based skin that's went through the wars in Battlescarred. Now, what is the total cost of this loadout? It is $796.04. So, there we go. Fanta, hopefully you've enjoyed this. Having a $800 homeless crackhead request, which was your exact words, was a very odd one to come through, but there are some people that like the duct tapes. Maybe you're them, and if you're watching and you do like them, maybe this is giving you some ideas. Now, if you're wondering how you can get involved in this, we do 2 viewer loadouts every single month. And I asked for requests in the Discord. So we actually got about 8 or 9 requests on top of this one at the time. So I'm going to be lining those up for episode 24. But just to remind you, YouTube members do get to jump the queue on this. It's one of the perks of being a YouTube member is you get your own dedicated loadout build. So if you're thinking, now, damn, I want one of these, let me skip the queue, hit the join button down below to give you all that information. And while we're on the topic, I want to say a big thank you to all of the current members that have been supporting the channel. Some of you guys are over a year now, which is insane, and thank you very much for that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Let me know which skin was your favourite from this, if there was one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.